it's Jasmine. So today I have an exciting video because I just got my order for the Colourpop face spray, their primer and foundation. So I wanted to try it out today, tell you guys how I like it on my skin, and I'll kind of give you guys a little rundown about like the wear test and all that stuff. So I want to start off with the primer, and this one retails for $10. And I haven't opened the box, so this is also going to be a little unboxing. I do have my morning skincare on my face, that's why I look very dewy. I like that dewy look. So sometimes that can alter, I guess, the wear of a foundation. You know, the more hydrating you are, like the more of an oil base face that you have, the less time your foundation would wear on your face. But if something does claim to be matte and long wearing, kind of like how the foundation is, I'm gonna see how well that wears. So for the primer, this is their All-Star Matte and Blur Primer. We bottled up a selfie filter to give you perfect looking skin that stays matte all day. This pore minimizing, I love pore minimizing primers. Line blurring, skin perfecting primer is formulated with rose and chamomile extracts to give you the perfect canvas. And it says just apply over a moisturized face, which is what I have, and allow it to set for a minute and then apply the foundation. Sounds pretty easy. Let's just go ahead. I heard on the Colourpop Instagram that it smells really sweet. Ooh, it does smell really sweet. It does smell like candy. Initial thoughts on the primer. It doesn't feel like a typical pore minimizing primer. It doesn't feel anything like the Benefit Professional. It doesn't feel like the Smashbox Pore Minimizing. It doesn't feel like my Touch and Soul. This feels to me like a hydrating primer. So I'm curious if it actually is filling in my pores, because there is no thickness to it. It's very slippery, it's very soft. So in a sense, I do feel like my skin will be blurred, but I'm not sure about it sinking into the skin, really filling in everything. I also might as well zoom you guys in just a teensy bit. Yeah. For foundation, I ended up getting the shade Medium 80, which reads to be a warm foundation. I'm Asian. With a golden yellow undertone. Thank God. For medium light skin tones. Now, I was very curious about this whole shade range thing. Now, the initial reason why I did not purchase this when it first launched was because I just felt like there weren't a lot of yellow or olive undertones within the medium tan spectrum. I just felt like there was a lot of neutrals, and when they were color matching the foundation with other brands, like they said Fenty 290 as well as Estee Lauder Tawny in one category, and I was like, those are my shades. But then in the description of, I think it was like medium 95, something like that, it said it was like a neutral base, and I was like, oh no. I know myself, and I know that if I put something neutral on my skin, it's going to look pink and it's going to look really nasty. It's not gonna look cute. And so I was watching a lot of reviews, and I stumbled upon one of my really old favorite YouTubers by the name of Samage, and she is my foundation twinnie. She is the person I go to when I need a foundation match, and so she recommended Medium 80, and I was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna get. And then lo and behold, they just launched their setting spray and primer, so I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to try out Medium 80. I did not buy any additional shades because, girl, I don't got money like that. So if Medium 80 works, it works. This is a lot more liquidy than I thought it would be. I thought it would have a really nice thick consistency, and if you are unfamiliar of the claims like I am, I'm gonna go research it. So most of you guys are familiar, because the foundation has already been launched, that this does not have a full ounce. It's 0.85 fluid ounces, and it's also $12. There's 42 shades. Granted, I think I pumped out like 3 pumps, so I don't know, if a little bit goes a long way, I might regret this, but I do love a full coverage, so I don't know. And it also claims to be full coverage with a long wearing natural matte finish. we'll see. We'll see. Natural matte, I'm all about that. I'm just gonna apply my foundation as usual, which is just dotting it around the face before I blend it out with a blender. I never am the person to blend out my foundation with a brush, so whenever I do like a foundation or like a base review, I always use a sponge because it's just like, I know myself and I'm never ever gonna use a brush to apply my makeup, so there's that. Ooh, medium 80 is so perfect. If you are my foundation 20, if you are Samage's foundation 20, oh, this is a really good match. Oh wow. Full coverage, no. So I have some red spots right on my cheek right here, and you could still see it. Full coverage to me is if you can't see that redness. Okay, so as you could see, I pretty much used all of that foundation on my skin. Yeah, I feel like I need another layer. I'm gonna examine really close up with my skin, see how the pores are looking, because that's very important to me. So my pore issues are on the cheek area as well as the nose. And oh, you know what? My cheeks look really smooth. I'm really just not mad at it. Like, I don't think it's the best, but I don't think it's the worst. It's like an 8 for me right now. It's a solid 8 because my skin isn't smooth all over like how my Touch in Sol would pretty much give me. Right now, it's kind of just like I'm seeing very smooth skin around the areas where I have a lot of trouble in, which is my cheeks, my nose, and then a little bit of my chin. But even yet, my chin still looks pretty textured. And then, I don't know, I have some pimple bumps, so that isn't like completely smooth out either. But for $10, that's not that bad. So I'm gonna add another layer of foundation onto my skin, see how well this builds up, because I like full coverage. Let's see how well it will cover my under eye area right there. Yeah, because I did have a bit of darkness under there, and so if it can cover that darkness without any concealer, that's a bonus. Also, that redness on the side of the nose, yep, get that? It builds up really nice. I think because it is so thin, it just layers up really easy and it does not look cakey, which is a good thing. I know a lot of girls hate building up. Sometimes I'm like that. But if you love a my skin but better look, because as you can see, my skin has a lot of dimension to it. I'm turning my face, you could see there's some ooh shiny, like glowy, dewy look to my cheek, and I personally really like that. Hopefully this doesn't break down throughout the day. Granted, I am a normal skin type, but I did apply a lot of moisturizer. That's just how I am. By the way, this one pump is so little. I just feel like I have to do 3 pumps in order for me to fill up my face, because I did 2 for this side and then 1 for this cheek, and I don't know, man. You don't get a lot with 1 pump. So now I'm gonna go in with the concealer. This is light 20, and I am running so low on this. It's kind of crazy. I'm actually gonna go in with a brush to scoop out the rest of the product underneath. I mean, if Colourpop wants to send me a new one, that'd be cool too. So I commented on Huda Beauty's post. She was like, who is excited for one of her new liquid lipsticks? And I said, I'll take the whole PR package. And she liked my comment. I don't know what that means. Am I gonna get a PR package? Oh, and I should also note that I actually really do like the concealer. I have to set this concealer in place. If not, then I feel like it does budge. I did not buy the powders on purpose because 1, I didn't have money, and 2, I don't need powders at the moment, and so I just thought it would be a waste of money for me buying something that I don't need. Okay, so the concealer, like it always does, is already creasing, but when it's blended out and before I set it, it looks smooth. It looks really smooth. My forehead, it looks real good. There is just a little bit of a texture problem with me, being that I do have a little bit of acne. but that's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and set it with my normal powder. I'm gonna use my NYX color correcting powder in the shade Banana. I just finished my makeup really quickly, so a little rundown. On my eyes, I'm wearing the She palette by Colourpop. Everything's Colourpop. And then for my bronzer and blush, I use the Alexis Ren and Colourpop Topaz highlighter and bronzer duo. Then for the highlight, I kind of used a highlight shade in here for the cheeks. For my lips, I'm using another discontinued item. It's the Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Misbehaving. And so now I'm finally ready to go into the setting spray. And this one is their All-Star Setting Spray. This one says, if your favorite photo filter could last all day, would you use it? Duh. This weightless ultrafine mist setting spray contains our dual mattifying system to give you that soft focus matte complexion you want with a stay all day wear you need. P.S. It's packed with vitamin E and specially created to lock in color vibrancy and prevent fading. All you gotta do is shake it up and then spray it on. I am not the biggest fan of mattifying setting sprays, to be quite honest. I love a setting spray that will melt my powders into the skin and make it look really dewy. So I don't know how I'm gonna like this, but okay. I don't know, it kind of smelled a little cinnamony. My skin is looking very promising, so I'm hoping that it will last like this all day. I'm gonna give you guys a little camera test. There's no flashback! Wow! That's crazy. Like, you could clearly see my face and neck and how it's the same color. Wow, and I took that on flash on an iPhone 10. I don't know if you guys ever try to take a picture on an iPhone 10, but it makes you look so ugly because it emphasizes every pore, every hair. One time I didn't even know I had a hair on my upper lip until it told me that I did. It told me you have a mustache. And so it's good that this foundation looks really good, especially on the back camera. All right, so I'm actually gonna go out to work right now. I'm gonna have an 8-hour shift. By the time I get home, I'm hoping that it's going to be like around 12 hours. Right now it's 12:11. I don't get home until later. So there's that. And so let's see how well this holds up. I'll see you guys later. All right, so the time is just about 11 o'clock. So I've had the makeup on for 11 hours and I am just now examining my face and oh, Jesus. Well, the foundation wore. I have creases all over my face and it's not looking that amazing in my problem areas. Right here, I guess like when I squint or do this, they all kind of, the foundation and concealer kind of just settle into those lines. My smile lines look so dry, even though my skin is not dry. My nose, the makeup there has been rubbed off, but normally that's normal for me, having the nose area come off, but it just looks really patchy. I'm going to zoom in more. Other than that, there is no problem with the makeup. My under eyes look pretty okay. The rest of my face looks pretty good. The bronzer, highlight, blush is still on, so that means it was pretty good in longevity. The matteness, the natural matte finish is still prevalent on my face. It's not as dewy matte. I know that's counterintuitive, but remember in the beginning of the video where I had that really nice healthy glow while still kind of looking matte? I don't have that anymore. I think the foundation did dry down to a really nice solid matte. So let's zoom in so you guys can see. So hopefully if you're watching me in HD, you can see all that I'm talking about, where it's rubbed off on my nose, my smile line, and this nose area. It's all crusty. Not a big fan of that. I don't know. It's just like around this mouth area and right here too, it's just not looking the cutest. But I feel like if I was wearing it for maybe 8 hours, like a regular day and not 11 hours, then I feel like it would still look really good. I think I might test out the foundation in more videos with different primers and see how well I like that. I do think that this primer is really good if I was going to be using a dewier foundation because it did help smooth out my skin, but I just felt like together with the foundation, knowing that it will dry down even more matte, I think I will need a more pore filling primer and a primer that has a little bit more thickness to it. So this one, I mean, I still like it, but it's just that I would rather use it with a different formula of foundation. As for the foundation, since it is $12, it's not bad, but it's not the best. Like I said, I'm gonna have to try it out, but if this was a foundation that I was going to walk into the drugstore and purchase, I honestly just would not be impressed. I'm still going to figure it out though. I just think that if you have flawless skin, let me tell you, if you have flawless skin, literally no acne bumps, no discoloration, no none of that, then you'll actually really like this foundation. I, however, suffer from pores, my smile lines, like pretty small lines on my face. I do have acne. I mean, it may not be a lot, but as you saw, I had redness around my cheeks and a little bit on my forehead, and the bumps are just a little bit more emphasized. I don't know. You could still see it and you could definitely tell I have acne, but this foundation isn't too dry to the point where my acne is looking crusty. Do you know what I mean? As for the setting spray, I need to use it with other foundations that I am very well aware of the longevity of, like my Fenty, because I just feel like with the first use of this spray, I don't know, I can't really give it my full review. I do think that it did help with the longevity though, because my makeup usually at 11 hours, I would have breakage around the eyebrow area with my makeup, my nose always, my chin always. And you know, looking at everything in total, yes, I may have some creases, but everything looks pretty good. And I'm pretty sure if you were talking to me, you know, at a really good arm's length away, you wouldn't even tell that I have creases or anything like that. So I do think that it is fairly good. $10, I don't know, because I could get a $7 Marie Badescu spray for the same size, you know what I mean? I will update you guys in the description box below if I do have any further thoughts. You will see me use these products in upcoming videos, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope this video was very helpful in case you guys are wondering about these products. As always, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scouts.